Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we're going to dive into something truly exciting in the world of coin collecting. You may think of a penny as just another coin in your pocket change, but what if I told you that a 1949 Lincoln penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million? Yes, you heard that right. This seemingly ordinary penny could actually be worth an extraordinary amount of money. If you're a coin collector, or if you just love learning about the fascinating world of rare coins, this video is for you. In this video, we'll explore the history of the 1949 Lincoln penny, what makes it so special, and why certain 1949 pennies are worth so much. Let's get started. A brief history of the Lincoln penny. To understand the value of the 1949 Lincoln penny, let's first take a step back and look at the history of the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln penny was introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the penny features a portrait of President Lincoln on the front, and it originally had a reverse side that displayed two stalks of wheat, representing America's agricultural roots. This design became known as the wheat penny. In 1959, the reverse design was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., which is the design you see on most Lincoln pennies today. The 1949 Lincoln penny was produced during the time when the wheat design was still in use, making it a piece of American history. It was struck in copper, and millions of those pennies were produced. While the coin might seem common, certain 1949 pennies have something very special about them that makes them incredibly rare and incredibly valuable. What makes the 1949 Lincoln penny special? Now, let's get to the heart of what makes the 1949 Lincoln penny so valuable. The 1949 penny is significant because of a few rare factors that collectors are always on the lookout for, most notably the presence of minting errors. Minting errors are what make certain coins more valuable than others. While most of the 1949 pennies in circulation today are worth just 1 cent, some of them are worth a lot more, sometimes millions of dollars. The 1949 Lincoln penny is particularly notable for a specific minting error known as the double die or double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck twice by the same die, resulting in the design being duplicated or misaligned. In some cases, the doubling effect is very subtle, but in others, it is very noticeable and can significantly increase the value of the coin. Why some 1949 Lincoln pennies are worth so much? So, why can a 1949 Lincoln penny be worth $1.7 million? It all comes down to a few key factors. The double die error. The primary reason a 1949 Lincoln penny might be worth so much is because of the double die error. A double die occurs when a coin is struck more than once by the same die, but the die shifts slightly between strikes, causing the design to appear doubled. This effect is most commonly visible in the date and the inscription Liberty on the obverse, front, of the coin. In the case of the 1949 Lincoln penny, some examples of this double die error are especially pronounced, making them highly sought after by collectors. The error is particularly noticeable on the date 1949 and the word Liberty. If you carefully examine a 1949 penny and see that these areas are duplicated or blurry, it's likely that you've found a valuable double die penny. The more pronounced the doubling, the more valuable the coin becomes. In fact, certain 1949 double die pennies have sold for millions of dollars at auctions. Condition and grading. Another factor that can drastically affect the value of a 1949 Lincoln penny is the coin's condition. Coins are graded based on their physical appearance and how much wear they have. Coins that are well worn, scratched, or heavily circulated are typically given lower grades and are worth less. On the other hand, coins that are in near-perfect condition, especially those that have never been in circulation, are assigned higher grades and are much more valuable. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating better quality. A 1949 Lincoln penny with a double die error that is also in excellent condition could be worth tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on its grade. If your 1949 penny is graded as MS-65 or higher, the value can increase significantly, especially if it has a pronounced minting error. Rarity. Rarity is one of the most important factors when it comes to the value of a coin. While millions of 1949 Lincoln pennies were produced, only a very small number of these pennies feature the double die error, and even fewer are in good enough condition to be considered valuable. This rarity makes the coin highly coveted by serious collectors, which drives up its price. Additionally, the rarity of those coins increases as time goes on. While it might have been easier to find a double die penny shortly after it was minted, many of these coins have already been taken out of circulation, and fewer of them are available today. As a result, the value of the remaining 1949 double die pennies continues to rise as collectors compete for limited supply. Market demand. The demand for rare coins is another factor that can make the 1949 Lincoln penny worth so much money. Coin collecting has become a major hobby and investment opportunity, with people all over the world seeking out rare and unique coins. The 1949 Lincoln penny with the double die error has become one of the most desirable coins for collectors, and the demand for these rare pennies has only increased over time. As the market for rare coins grows, the value of these unique 1949 pennies continues to climb. How to identify a valuable 1949 Lincoln penny. So, how can you tell if you have one of these valuable 1949 Lincoln pennies? Here are a few steps to help you identify a double die penny. Examine the date and the word Liberty. The first thing to do is closely inspect the date 1949 and the word Liberty on the obverse of the coin. If you see any doubling or blurriness in these areas, it could be a double die error. The doubling will be most noticeable around the date and the word Liberty, but it can also show up in other areas of the coin. 2. Check the overall condition of the coin. Once you've determined that your penny has the double die error, the next step is to assess its condition. Coins that have been heavily circulated are likely to have wear marks, scratches, or discoloration, which can reduce their value. If your penny is in near mint condition, with sharp details and little to no wear, it will be worth significantly more than a coin that is heavily worn. Get your coin graded. If you believe you have a valuable 1949 Lincoln penny, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded. A coin grading service, such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, can help determine the condition of your coin and provide you with an accurate assessment of its value. Grading is essential for rare coins because it helps ensure that you receive the highest possible price when selling. Where to sell your 1949 Lincoln penny. If you've found a rare 1949 Lincoln penny and are thinking about selling it, there are several options available to you. One of the best places to sell a valuable coin is at a major coin auction, such as heritage auctions or Stack's Bowers galleries. These auction houses specialize in rare coins and have a network of collectors and investors who are willing to pay top dollar for coins with unique characteristics. You can also sell your coin on online platforms like eBay, but make sure to get your coin graded and authenticated first to ensure that you're getting the best price. Having your coin professionally graded will give you the documentation you need to prove its authenticity and value. Conclusion. In conclusion, the 1949 Lincoln penny is a rare and valuable coin, especially if it features the double die error. While most 1949 pennies are worth only a few cents, the ones with this error are highly sought after by collectors and can sell for millions of dollars. If you're lucky enough to have one of these rare coins, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just starting out, it's always exciting to learn about these hidden treasures in the world of numismatics. Thanks for watching today's video. If you found this information helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content about rare coins and collectibles. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you have a 1949 Lincoln penny in your collection. Until next time, keep your eyes peeled for hidden treasury so you never know what might be in your change. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin enthusiast, or maybe just someone who enjoys discovering hidden gems in their pocket change, then you're in for a treat today. We're diving into a coin that could be worth far more than its face value. Today, we're talking about the 1969 D Lincoln penny, a coin that has become one of the most famous in the world of numismatics. This penny may seem like just another copper coin, but certain 1969 pennies have sold for a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. So, what makes this penny so special? Let's take a deep dive into its history, value, and why it could be the treasure you've been looking for. The history of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny has been an iconic part of American currency for over a century. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it was designed by Victor David Brenner. The obverse of the coin features the portrait of President Lincoln, while the reverse originally showcased two stalks of wheat, symbolizing the country's agricultural roots. However, in 1959, the reverse design was changed to show the Lincoln Memorial, which became the permanent design for the penny for many decades, including on the 1969 penny. Over the years, the Lincoln penny has undergone various changes in its composition, most notably a shift from 95% copper to a copper-plated zinc composition in the 1980s. But, back in 1969, the penny was still primarily made of copper, giving it a distinct look and feel. The coin from this year remains one of the most widely circulated pennies in history. But as we'll see, some specific 1969 pennies have a very different fate, one that has collectors and investors paying a lot more attention than usual. What makes the 1969 Lincoln penny special? The 1969 Lincoln penny might seem like a run-of-the-mill coin at first glance, but there's one key feature that makes some of these coins incredibly valuable. The 1969 penny is famous for a rare and valuable minting error and the double die obverse error. This happens when the die that strikes the coin shifts slightly between impressions, causing the design to appear doubled on certain parts of the coin. The error is most visible in the date and the letters of the word liberty on the obverse of the penny. A double die obverse is one of the most desirable and valuable errors in the world of coin collecting. In fact, this particular error has led some 1969 pennies to sell for as much as $1.4 million at auction. It's extremely rare for a coin to have such a significant error and still be in good enough condition to command such high prices. But what makes this coin even more fascinating is that it's not just a few 1969 pennies with this error that are valuable. There are certain factors, including the coin's condition and how pronounced the error is, that can elevate its worth. Why some 1969 pennies are worth so much. Let's break down why some 1969 Lincoln pennies are worth so much. The primary factor is the double die obverse, which is the minting error that causes the doubling effect. But there are a few other key things to consider when determining how valuable a specific 1969 penny is. The double die obverse error. As mentioned, the double die obverse is the key factor that makes certain 1969 pennies so valuable. This error occurs when the coin is struck more than once, and the die is misaligned between the impressions. The result is a coin with doubling of the design, which can be particularly noticeable in areas such as Lincoln's chin, the date, and the word liberty. This kind of error is very rare and highly sought after by collectors. However, not every 1969 penny with the double die obverse will be worth a fortune. The degree of the error is important, and the more pronounced the doubling, the more valuable the coin becomes. A well-defined double die obverse will fetch a much higher price than a more subtle or faint error. Condition of the coin. The condition of the 1969 penny plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale, with higher grades indicating better condition. The highest grade is MS-70, which means the coin is in perfect, uncirculated condition with no signs of wear or imperfections. A 1969 penny with a clear double die obverse and a high grade could potentially be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even more. For example, a coin that is graded as MS-65 or higher is considered to be in excellent condition and would be worth significantly more than a coin with obvious wear or damage. The more pristine the coin, the more valuable it is to collectors. Rarity and demand. Rarity is another major factor that contributes to the high value of the 1969D Lincoln penny. While it is rare to find any double die obverse penny, the 1969D is particularly notable for its extreme rarity in uncirculated, high-grade condition. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these rare coins, especially when the doubling effect is strong and clearly visible. The combination of rarity, the double die obverse error, and high demand in the market creates the perfect storm for a coin to fetch incredible prices at auction. How to identify a valuable 1969D Lincoln penny. If you think you might have a 1969D penny that could be worth a lot of money, here's how to tell if you've got a valuable one. Look for the double die obverse. The first step is to check for the double die obverse error. Examine the coin carefully, especially the word Liberty and the date. If you notice any doubling or a blurry appearance around those areas, then you might have found a double die error. The doubling effect can be subtle, so it's important to inspect the coin closely, ideally under good lighting or magnification. Assess the coin's condition. Once you've determined that the coin has the double die obverse, take a close look at its condition. Are there visible scratches or signs of wear? Coins that are well worn from years of circulation won't be worth nearly as much as those in mint or near mint condition. If your penny looks almost brand new, or if the details are sharp with minimal signs of wear, it could be a higher grade coin worth significantly more. Get the coin graded. If you believe you've found a valuable 1969D penny, the next step is to have it professionally graded. Coin grading companies like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, can assess your coin's condition and assign a grade. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin will be. Having the coin graded is also essential for proving its authenticity and ensuring you get the best possible price when selling. Where to sell your valuable 1969D Lincoln penny. If you find that your 1969D penny is rare and valuable, you might want to sell it. There are several places where you can sell rare coins, including major auction houses such as Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers Galleries. These auction houses specialize in rare and high-value coins, and they can help you reach collectors willing to pay top dollar for your coin. You can also sell your coin online through platforms like eBay, where there's a large community of coin collectors. However, selling through an auction house or getting professional advice can help ensure you're getting the best possible price. Conclusion. In conclusion, the 1969D Lincoln penny is one of the most famous and valuable pennies in U.S. history. With its unique double die obverse error and the potential for high-grade, pristine examples, this coin can be worth as much as $1.4 million or more in the right condition. If you happen to have a 1969D penny, take a closer look. You might have a valuable treasure on your hands. If you found this video helpful and informative, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content on rare coins and collectibles. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or if you have a 1969D penny in your collection. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin collector, or even just someone who enjoys finding hidden treasures in your pocket change, today's video is one you definitely won't want to miss. We're going to explore a specific coin that could be worth a lot more than its face value, the 1967 Lincoln penny. This particular penny is not just another piece of pocket change, it could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. I know it sounds unbelievable, but trust me, there are rare 1967 Lincoln pennies out there that have sold for millions of dollars. In today's video, we'll dive into the history of the 1967 Lincoln penny, what makes it valuable, and why some of these coins are fetching incredible prices at auctions. Let's jump right into it. The history of the Lincoln penny. Before we get into what makes the 1967 Lincoln penny so special, Let's take a quick look at the history of the Lincoln penny in general. The Lincoln penny has been a part of American currency since 1909. It was designed by artist Victor David Brenner to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse of the coin features a portrait of President Lincoln, while the reverse originally depicted two stalks of wheat, symbolizing America's agricultural roots. This design became known as the wheat penny. In 1959, the reverse design was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., a design that remained on the penny for decades, including the 1967 coin. The Lincoln Memorial design is still used on the reverse of the penny today, albeit in a modernized version. So, the 1967 Lincoln penny is part of this long tradition. With its copper composition and the familiar memorial on the back, it may look like just another penny, but as we'll see, some specific 1967 pennies have something truly special that makes them stand out from the rest. What makes the 1967 Lincoln penny special? The 1967 Lincoln penny is often overlooked by casual coin collectors. After all, it's a relatively recent coin in the world of numismatics, and it doesn't carry the same historical significance as, say, the 1909 Lincoln penny or the famous 1955 double-die Lincoln penny. However, there's a reason why certain 1967 Lincoln pennies are worth millions of dollars. It all comes down to an incredibly rare minting error, a double-die obverse error. What does double-die mean? Well, a double-die error occurs when a coin is struck more than once by the same die. This causes the design to appear doubled in certain areas, such as the date or the word liberty on the obverse of the coin. When the die that strikes the coin shifts slightly between strikes, it leaves a doubled or blurry impression. This error isn't something that happens often, and it can make a coin incredibly valuable. In the case of the 1967 Lincoln penny, if it features a double die obverse error, it could be worth far more than just a few cents. In fact, it could be worth up to $1.6 million. Why some 1967 Lincoln pennies are worth so much? So, why is the 1967 Lincoln penny so valuable? What makes this particular coin worth so much money? Let's break it down. The double die obverse error. As we've mentioned, the double die obverse error is the key factor that makes the 1967 Lincoln penny so valuable. When a coin is struck more than once by the same die, the design appears doubled in certain places. For the 1967 Lincoln penny, the most obvious signs of this error are visible in the date and the word liberty. In some cases, the doubling is subtle, while in others it's incredibly pronounced. The more noticeable the doubling, the more valuable the coin becomes. The 1967 double-die Lincoln penny is particularly prized by collectors because it's a rare mistake. The doubling error is often clear enough to be seen with the naked eye, which makes it easier to spot compared to more subtle double-die errors that might require magnification. This makes the 1967 penny especially sought after by collectors who are on the lookout for significant minting errors. Condition and grading. Just like with any other rare coin, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins are graded based on their physical condition, and this is an important factor when it comes to selling a rare coin like the 1967 Lincoln penny. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A coin's grade is determined by several factors, including the amount of wear, any scratches or marks on the surface, and the overall appearance of the coin. Coins that have been heavily circulated and show signs of wear are given lower grades, while coins that are in excellent, uncirculated condition are given higher grades. A 1967 Lincoln penny with the double die obverse error that's also in mint condition could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even more. The highest possible grade for a coin is MS-70, meaning it's in perfect, uncirculated condition. Even coins graded as MS-65 or MS-66 can fetch high prices, especially if they have a significant error like the double die obverse. For a 1967 penny to reach a value of $1.6 million, it would need to be in near perfect or uncirculated condition, with the error clearly visible and pronounced. Rarity and demand. The rarity of a coin is another crucial factor that drives up its value. While the 1967 Lincoln penny was produced in large quantities, only a very small percentage of those coins feature the double die obverse error, and even fewer are in good enough condition to be considered valuable. This makes the 1967 double die penny a rare find, and rare coins are always in high demand among collectors. The more scarce a coin is, the higher the price it can command at auction. The demand for rare coins is also a huge factor. Collectors and investors alike are always on the lookout for unique and valuable pieces to add to their collections. The 1967 Lincoln penny with the double die obverse is a prime example of a coin that has generated immense interest in the numismatic community, and as demand continues to rise, the price of these rare pennies has also climbed significantly. The market for rare coins. Finally, we can't forget about the active market for rare coins. Coin collecting has become a lucrative investment opportunity, with many coins reaching record-breaking prices at auction. The 1967 Lincoln penny with the double die obverse error is no exception. The coin has become a highly sought-after item for serious collectors, and its value is only expected to continue to rise as more people discover its rarity and potential. If you happen to own one of these rare coins, it could be a great opportunity to sell it and make a substantial profit. How to identify a valuable 1967 Lincoln penny. So, how can you tell if you have a 1967 Lincoln penny that could be worth a fortune? Here's what to look for. Check for the double die obverse error. The first thing to do is check for the double die obverse error. Look closely at the word Liberty and the date on the obverse of the coin. If you see any doubling, especially in these areas, you might have a double die penny on your hands. The doubling can be very noticeable, especially in coins that have a pronounced error. If you're unsure, it's always a good idea to use magnification, as the error can sometimes be subtle. Examine the condition of the coin. Once you've confirmed that the coin has the double die error, take a good look at its overall condition. A coin in poor condition with heavy wear won't be worth as much as one in pristine condition. If your penny looks shiny and has sharp details with minimal signs of wear, it's more likely to be worth a higher price. Get the coin graded. To get an accurate value for your 1967 Lincoln penny, you should consider having it graded by a professional coin grading service. Companies like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, specialize in grading rare coins and can help you determine the coin's condition and value. Grading your coin is essential if you plan to sell it, as it helps ensure you get the best price. Where to sell your valuable 1967 Lincoln penny. If you have a rare 1967 Lincoln penny, you might want to sell it. There are several options for selling valuable coins, including major auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers Galleries. These auction houses specialize in rare coins and can help you reach serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for your coin. You can also sell your coin online through platforms like eBay, but be sure to get the coin graded first. That way, you'll have documentation to prove its authenticity and value. Conclusion. In conclusion, the 1967 Lincoln penny with the double die obverse error is one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in the world of numismatics. Due to its rarity, the condition of the coin, and the significant minting error, some of these pennies have sold for as much as $1.6 million. If you think you've found one of these rare pennies, make sure to check for the doubling effect and get the coin graded to determine its value. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos about rare coins and collectibles. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or if you have a 1967 Lincoln penny in your collection. Until next time, keep an eye out for those hidden treasures. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got an exciting topic that might just change the way you look at pocket change. Most of us have seen the 1984 Lincoln penny and probably thought little of it, tossing it into our coin jars or using it as change when making purchases. However, what if I told you that a 1984 Lincoln penny could be worth as much as $1.2 million? That's right, this seemingly ordinary coin has the potential to become a major treasure for collectors. and in today's video, we're going to break down the history of the 1984D Lincoln penny, why it could be worth so much, and how you can identify one of these rare pennies if you happen to have one in your collection or pocket change. So, let's get started. A quick history of the Lincoln penny, before we dive into the specifics of the 1984D penny. Let's take a quick look at the history of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny was introduced in 1909, designed by artist Victor David Brenner to honor President Abraham Lincoln on the 100th anniversary of his birth. The original design featured a wheat reverse, showing two stalks of wheat, symbolizing America's agricultural roots. This wheat penny design lasted until 1958, when it was replaced by the current reverse, which depicts the Lincoln Memorial. The new design was intended to honor Lincoln's legacy as the great emancipator, and it's the one you'll see on most pennies today. In 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned from producing copper pennies to using a copper-plated zinc composition due to rising copper prices. The 1984D Lincoln penny was produced during this transition period, and while it may seem like a simple coin, some of these pennies have been discovered with rare and valuable minting errors that can make them worth a fortune. What makes the 1984D Lincoln penny so special? So, what makes the 1984D Lincoln penny so special? Most of the 1984D pennies were produced in large numbers, so there's nothing inherently rare about the coin itself. However, certain 1984D pennies have been found with the rare and highly sought-after error, the double die error. This error happens when a coin is struck by a die that has been misaligned or improperly manufactured, resulting in the design being doubled on the coin. The double die error is most noticeable on the obverse, the front side, of the coin, particularly on the word Liberty, the date 1984, and sometimes even the phrase "In God We Trust." This doubling effect can vary in intensity from coin to coin. In some cases, it's very subtle, while in others, it's extremely noticeable. If you've ever heard of a coin collector finding a double die penny, you might be familiar with how valuable these types of errors can be. In the case of the 1984D penny, the double die is a particularly prized error for serious collectors. Why some 1984D Lincoln pennies are worth $1.2 million. Now, you might be wondering, what is it about this particular error that can make a 1984D penny worth up to $1.2 million? Well, there are a few key factors at play here, and it all comes down to rarity, demand, and the condition of the coin. 1. The double die error. The main reason some 1984D Lincoln pennies are worth so much is because of the double die error. This error occurs when a coin is struck more than once by the same die, but the die is slightly misaligned or the pressure is uneven, causing the design to appear doubled in certain areas. On the 1984D penny, the error is most often visible in the word Liberty and the date 1984. This error is incredibly rare, and collectors are constantly on the lookout for those types of coins. While most of the 1984D Lincoln pennies do not have this error, the ones that do are considered highly valuable. The more pronounced the doubling, the higher the price the coin can fetch. So, if you happen to find the 1984D penny with the noticeable double die error, you could be holding onto something very valuable. 2. Condition and grading. As with any rare coin, the condition of the coin plays a significant role in determining its value. Coins that are in excellent condition, with minimal wear or damage, are worth far more than coins that have been heavily circulated. When a coin is in pristine condition, it's graded on a scale from 1 to 70. With 70 being the best possible grade. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. For example, a 1984D Lincoln penny with a double die error that is graded in near mint condition could be worth tens of thousands of dollars, or even more. On the other hand, a penny with heavy wear or damage might only be worth a fraction of that amount. 3. Rarity. The rarity of the 1984D Lincoln penny with a double die error is a huge factor in determining its value. While millions of 1984D pennies were produced, Only a small number of these coins feature the double die error. As a result, the number of available coins is limited, which makes the ones with the error much more valuable. Since the error is not present on the majority of 1984D pennies, the ones that do feature it are considered to be a rare find. The rarity of these coins is what drives up the demand and, in turn, the price. 4. Market demand. The demand for rare coins is another factor that can significantly increase the value of the 1984D Lincoln penny with the double die error. Coin collecting is a popular hobby, and as more collectors enter the market, the demand for unique and rare coins continues to rise. The 1984D double die penny has become one of the most sought-after coins for serious collectors, and as demand grows, so does the price. The 1984D Lincoln penny with the double die error is considered one of the top rarities in modern U.S. coinage, and as more people discover its value, the price is likely to continue increasing. How to identify a valuable 1984D Lincoln penny. So, how can you tell if you have one of these valuable 1984D Lincoln pennies? Here are some steps to help you identify whether your coin is a rare find. 1. Examine the word Liberty and the date 1984. The most obvious areas to check for the double die error are the word Liberty and the date 1984. Look closely at these areas to see if you notice any doubling or blurriness. The doubling should be visible in the numbers and letters, and the more pronounced the error, the more valuable the coin. 2. Look for other signs of doubling. In addition to the word Liberty and the date, you may also see doubling in the phrase "In God We Trust" or on Lincoln's beard or hair on the obverse. Although the most common areas to find the error are the date and Liberty, other parts of the coin could also show signs of doubling. 3. Check the condition of the coin. Once you've identified the double die error, the next step is to assess the overall condition of the coin. If the penny has been heavily circulated, with lots of scratches or wear, it will likely be worth less than one that is in mint or near mint condition. The better the condition, the higher the coin's value. 4. Get your coin graded. If you think you have a 1984D Lincoln penny with a double die error, it's a good idea to get the coin professionally graded. Grading services like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, can assess the coin's condition and verify if it has the error. A professional grade will help you determine the true value of the coin and give you the best chance of selling it for top dollar. Where to sell your valuable 1984D Lincoln penny. If you happen to find one of these rare and valuable 1984D Lincoln pennies, you might be wondering where to sell it. There are several options for selling rare coins. 1. Auction houses. Major coin auction houses, such as Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers Galleries, specialize in rare coins and can help you get the best price for your 1984D Lincoln penny. These auction houses have a wide network of collectors and investors who are willing to pay top dollar for rare coins. 2. Online platforms. You can also sell your coin online through platforms like eBay, but make sure to get it graded first. Having the coin graded will give buyers confidence in its authenticity and value, and you're more likely to get a fair price. 3. Coin dealers. You can also sell your coin to a reputable coin dealer. Many coin dealers specialize in rare and valuable coins, and they can help you assess your 1984D Lincoln penny and offer a fair price. Be sure to do your research and find a trustworthy dealer before making a sale. Conclusion. In conclusion, the 1984D Lincoln penny with a double die error is a rare and valuable coin that can fetch up to $1.2 million at auction. The doubling effect on the word Liberty and the date 1984 makes these coins highly sought after by collectors. If you happen to find one of these rare pennies, it could be a life-changing discovery. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos about rare coins and collectibles. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you have a 1984D Lincoln penny in your collection. Until next time, keep an eye out for those hidden treasuries so you never know what might be in your change.